Where you put the quarter in?
What you talking about?
Oh, in here. Good, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Heading on, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me, and you know this by now, or at least you should. For those of you that are here for the first time, welcome to you as well. My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant, and the name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. Welcome to practice session number 64, guys. And again, for you guys that are here for the first time, the practice sessions that I do are out here in Pooler, Georgia, and they are free to my V.I.Preloaders, as much as they want to come out here in Pooler, Georgia to participate in. And what we do out here is we go over certain exercises that, in my opinion, are the bread and butter of operating your motorcycle with confidence at slow speeds. And if you can ride your motorcycle with confidence at slow speeds, meaning making right turns, left turns, and the infamous U-turn, that's when you're a well-rounded motorcycle rider. Because as we all know, anybody can ride a motorcycle at speed because it's a gyroscopic machine. If there's power to the rear wheel, it wants to stand up and go straight. That's with or without you. But when we slow down between 1 and 10 miles per hour, that's when it's all on us. So with that being said, the exercises that I have out here, we have a warm-up, and then we have 1 through 9. And all of these exercises, I'm not going to get into them, but realize that this video has chapters in it. So if you want to go directly to a certain exercise, all you have to do is go to on your device, your phone, even your television, chapters, and you can skip right to it. But this is what we're doing out here. We're building confidence, right, in a positive learning environment. This channel is no judgment, no arrogance, no negativity, period. It's an each one, teach one environment, and that includes me. You guys teach me stuff all the time, and I appreciate you for it. And that's what we do out here. There's no pressure, so nobody has to do anything they don't want to do. Like I said, there's 10 exercises out here, and plus we do a follow the leader and a slow race. You know, we have fun. You know, it's a good learning environment. But with everything out here, if you only want to do 1 through 4, 1 through 3, and as we progress, if you want to stay back and practice 1 through 4, 1 through 3, that's perfectly fine. There's several people that do that. And then I remember one guy, Security Bill would come out and do 1 through 3, 1 through 4. Every week he came out, and sometimes it would skip a week, but the point is he was progressing. So he would add something else. But more importantly, he would go home and practice on his own. So he didn't just use these practice sessions as his only practice, but he was here quite often, and that's the key here. You have to be consistent with this because this is a perishable skill. So there's people here of all different skill levels because, again, this is not a competition. We're here to practice. So if you got it figured out, right, then your practice is going to be different because you're just making sure that you keep your skills fine-tuned, right? If you're still trying to figure it out, then you have a different goal for your practice, right? But the point is we're all practicing and we're all practicing together. We all help each other out. All right, guys? So we're going to have fun. You guys know how we do it. When the V.I.Preloaders get here, we're going to talk to them, find out their name, where they're from, how long they've been riding a motorcycle, what they're riding today, and more importantly, how long they've been practicing slow speed riding. That's always the question I'm more interested in hearing the answer to. And we're gonna ask them to rate themselves between 1 and 10, 10 being the best, in slow speed motorcycle operation. Again, that's for them, that number's theirs, it's not for us. And then at the end of the day, we do an exit interview and we kind of ask them, is there any change in the number? Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down because this is humbling, and sometimes it stays the same. Some people are hard on themselves. There's some sandbagging going on out here, but listen, it's all good. Oh, one more thing, guys. So, my wife always at work, guys, always at work. So, you see the logo on this shirt, guys? So what Anita wants to do is every year, she wants to put a new logo on the merchandise. So for 2023, this is the logo that she's gonna use. And this is a picture of me that she cartooned, and I think it's beautiful. It really came out nice. It's my favorite logo so far. And so these are gonna be on the new shirts. Of course, you can get this font black, all white. And on the back now, it's not gonna say Robert Simmons paying it forward anymore. It's actually gonna say, be the boss of your motorcycle on the back too. I have it on the back of this shirt, but this shirt was like a test shirt. And you can see it's very small. The print's too small. That's been corrected, but I just wanted to show you guys this. And it's just so much more merchandise that she's got, guys. I mean, the woman is she's just outstanding. We got, there's hats in there now. Of course, t-shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, bags, pillows, mats, you name it. She's got it in the merchandise stores. So go into the description section, guys, if you're interested in merchandise, or you don't even have to go into the description section. It should be right under this video. All right, guys, stick around, a lot to learn. And remember, you don't have to watch this all in one shot. There's chapters. You can watch it whenever you want in your leisure. But I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. All right, let's do this. What's your name?
Hey, I'm Matt Barrick. I'm from Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Matt, how long have you been riding a motorcycle?
About 1 year and 3 months.
What are you riding today?
I have a 2016 Indian Scout.
All right, and how long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
About 6 to 8 months, ever since I found your videos.
Okay,
Not sure
good,
exactly
good.
when, but
So you've been almost practicing as long as you've been riding.
almost, yeah.
That's beautiful. That's what I love to hear. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best, slow speed, what are you giving yourself?
Definitely a 4. I haven't had a chance to do a lot of this stuff, mostly just trust and believe and U-turns.
Trust and believe. Ironically, I just read a message today where somebody told me that's their most difficult exercise, which is proof that this is all in our heads. This is all in our heads. If that's the most difficult thing to do, when we're just sitting still, it's all in our heads. Pleasure to meet you, Matt.
Thank you, Robert.
All right. What's your name?
Take two.
Yeah, take two.
Stacy King.
Where you from?
Durham, North Carolina.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
2 years, 2 months.
Okay, and weren't you in another practice session video?
I was in 58, traveling session in North Carolina, Ashburn.
Okay, practice session 58. I want you guys to check that out. I'm gonna ask him to rate himself, and that was that practice session then. And if whatever number he gives you, you tell me if he's sandbagging. All right, I think he's sandbagging. Okay. All right. Can you talk to us about the license plate on your motorcycle?
Yeah. So in North Carolina, we can customize our plates. 8 digits, I think. Maybe it was 7. I think it's 7 on motorcycle. So I decided to see if Preloader was available in some variation, and I found it, and so I grabbed it, and there it is.
And that's awesome, guys. And again, it's a testament to what I talk about in Preloader Nation. How yes, it's about motorcycles, but it's about so much more than that. Preloader Nation is a great, positive environment to be in. a group to be a part of, above and beyond personalities. Clearly, Stacy's one of them. And I have to shout out this awesome t-shirt that he's wearing. So thank you for your support. V.I.Preloader t-shirt. I remember Anita made those up. I'm sorry, how often do you practice slow speed riding?
Every time I get on the bike, I try to find something to do, whether it's obviously slow race is really common, tight right and left turns in parking lots, U-turns whenever I have the chance, anything like that. I don't have a regular parking lot practice session yet. I do have some cones, just haven't found the schedule yet to do that on my own. But.
And that all counts, man. That all counts. Again, it's all a state of mind. So if he's saying to himself, okay, I'm getting ready to do this, I'm going to practice coming to a smooth stop. All of that counts. It's very important. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what would you give yourself?
I'm sticking to 4. I'm sticking to a 4.5.
Okay. Sandbag. We got rain coming, so sandbagging's good. All right, brother. Good to see you again. What's your name?
Garnett Singleton.
Garnett, where you from?
So right here in Pooler.
Beautiful. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
About 5 years total.
What kind of motorcycle are you riding today?
I have a 22 Road Glide.
All right, and you started out on a
Fat Boy.
And then you went to a
Police Electric Glide.
And now a Road Glide.
Yes.
Why the change? I understand why you changed from the Road Glide, from the Fat Boy to the Electric Glide. Why? What made you change from the Electric Glide to the Road Glide?
The Road Glide is just that fixed fairing.
Yeah. Yes.
And so I don't have that weight to actually push on the front end.
Gotcha.
And you definitely can tell the difference. And the aerodynamics of the bike.
Weren't you in a practice session before?
A few of them.
Yeah. You remember the numbers?
I believe one was 13, I believe.
13 was a huge one.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, I want you to check out. I just saw him pull up. And I say all the time, I can tell a lot about a rider based on just them pulling up. And man, he's like night and day from when he first started. So listen, I commend you on that.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. What are you riding? How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Since my first session with you. Back when I did 13, yeah, that's been a few years ago.
Beautiful, beautiful. And if you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, what are you giving yourself?
I think I'm up to a 4 today.
Always a pleasure, man.
Likewise.
And you're not running today, right? You're riding?
I'm riding today.
This guy's running marathons, everything, man. All right, what's your name?
Finesse the Challenger. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and sometimes Facebook.
Who's this young lady next to you?
This is Mrs. Finesse.
There we go. There we go. Congratulations on your marriage. How long you been riding a motorcycle?
Since about 2003.
Yeah?
I've been actually seriously riding for about a year.
Okay, good. How long you been slow speed riding?
For about a year.
A year. He started me off right.
Yes, he did. What are you riding today?
I'm riding a 2023 Indian Pursuit Dark Horse with the premium package.
Whoa, what happened to the Challenger?
The Challenger found a new home.
Beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations on the new Pursuit. What are you riding, dear?
I'm riding a 2022 Indian Chieftain Dark Horse Icon.
It's not your fault. Look, it's too much. I mean, come on. Where's all of that? Indian?
She's a mouthful.
It should be Indian, and then the next thing, and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Make, model. What is all of this stuff?
Hey, you got to get it out there.
Esquire the Third.
Yeah, you know, right? Listen, I want to congratulate you. I already congratulate you on the new bike. You too, Chris, by the way.
Thank you.
I also want to congratulate you on, aren't you an Indian ambassador?
I am an Indian motorcycle ambassador, yes.
That's just outstanding, guys. And again, just like I was talking about with Garnett, I want you to watch this guy out here today. Now, the motorcycle's new to him, but I remember when he first came out here, and let's put it like this, he's night and day from when he first came out, and that's because he practiced. He's local, so he should be out here more. I'm proud of him for that. But the funny thing is, I remember having a conversation with him about the Pursuit, saying, man, that bike would look good on you. And he was like, man, ain't nothing but a Challenger. I called it, and now it's over there. So again, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best, slow speed, what are you giving yourself?
6.
2.
2. Okay, good. All right, always a pleasure to see you both.
Of course, of course.
And let's do it. All right, guys, 1 through, well, we're skipping 8 because, again, the conditions of the ground. So we're not going to do the offset double serpentine, but we're going to do the warm-up up through 9, bonus, and depending on the weather, we'll see what we get done. Follow the leader. We got to do that too, and the slow race. All right, guys, let's do it. All right, guys. Welcome to practice session number.
I want to say 64.
Welcome to practice session number 64. Yes. Yes, yes. Garnett with the save. Does anyone here have an issue being on YouTube? Always have to ask. We're gonna leave our egos on the curb, all right? We're here to learn, first and foremost. We're here to have fun, all right? But we're here to be safe too, okay? So, if you guys wanna wear a helmet, wear a helmet. If you don't wanna wear a helmet, you're an adult, that's your decision, all right? I don't focus on helmets because I know there are people that won't come practice if you make them wear a helmet. And I want people to practice because if you don't wanna wear a helmet, that affects you and you only. But if you don't know what you're doing on one of these things, that can affect you and everybody around you. I've been a victim of it already. Being rear-ended on a motorcycle by another motorcycle. I'm not even gonna talk about that because then I'll start getting upset. So today, 5 steps. I'm not even gonna ask you guys what the first 5 steps are. I'm just gonna go through them because I want you to follow them all day. We wanna build muscle memory. In order to do that, we have to do the same thing, the same way, all of the time. Step number 1, I'm talking about the steps before you move your motorcycle. No, starting the motorcycle is not one of the steps. Step number 1, make sure it's in first gear. Even if you ride an Indian and you got a nice big number showing you, do it anyway, all right? Because it should be part of your muscle memory. You might not be riding an Indian one day. You might upgrade, and I'm just kidding. That's another video. It's coming out soon, though. Another video coming out, and it's gonna be me and Finesse. Make sure it's in first gear. Step number 2, we're gonna cover the rear brake. Right, we cover the rear brake because if we ever need it, we want to be at it already. So keep in mind that when we're riding our motorcycles today, that's why I say put your egos in the pond. We're going to be like ballet dancers. These two are going to slow dance, right? And what I mean by that is we need to be moving like this on our motorcycle with grace and fluidity, everything nice and easy. Because at slow speed, you can't be herky-jerky because then it's exaggerated. So if you don't like the way it feels going slow, steady, you're damn sure not gonna like it if it's not steady, all right? So that's why we cover the rear brake. Sometimes we apply pressure to it, but we're talking about the first 5 steps. Cover the rear brake. Step number 3, preload the throttle and keep it loaded. And keep it loaded. And keep it loaded. It's the most important part because people will preload, and then when we get to the next step, they lose focus and they hear the throttle go down. So, I got tab performance here. I got tab performance here. I got tab performance here?
Came with it, yeah.
Oh, came with it. Beautiful. I don't know what's on here. I know the Stratoliner doesn't have it. Good, but the point is, can you hear your, you can hear yours. Good. So the goal today is I want you to focus on that. Focus on what it sounds like, elevated. Not high, not low, elevated. And your goal is to keep it at that range when you're going through your whole preloading and keeping it loaded into the next exercise that you're gonna do. Because the only thing that's gonna make these motorcycles fall is not enough power to the rear wheel. Now keep in mind, you can have it loaded to 8,000 RPMs, but if you got the clutch pulled all the way in, it's pointless. So that's why sufficient power to the rear wheel is the answer. Preloading is part of it, all right? Step number 4, we're gonna slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. And then step number 5, as soon as your motorcycle starts to move, pick up your left foot. As soon, don't leave it there. We got to trust and believe today that if you have power, you're going to be okay. Anybody nervous today? All right, good. All right, good. We're going to take care of that because nervousness is also tied into our confidence level. You know, and the more confident we get, you know, this is going to be nothing at all. Remember, guys, we're not splitting atoms out here. This is just a matter of getting out of your head, following certain techniques, and you'll be fine. Any questions? Beautiful. First thing we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna go over there to those tall cones. We're gonna do short starts and stops. Now, when Garnett pulled up today, I didn't even know what the hell it was because he got another motorcycle. And then when I saw the turn he made to park, I was like, uh-oh, this is good, he's good. Then I looked, I said, hey, that's Garnett. I can tell so much about where you are confidence-wise at slow speeds just by watching you pull up and park. More so because he's actually turning the handlebars. Now, I've had several people say, I practice all of the time, the slow ride, short starts and stops. I practice that, and I'm pretty good at it. But I still struggle making U-turns or right turns, left turns from a stop. So remember, everything we do going straight is going to be easier because the motorcycle wants to go straight all the time with power anyway. It doesn't even need us for that. But we run into issues when we start turning, but the more we do this, and the more you follow these techniques, you're going to realize when you turn your handlebars, as long as we're doing everything else the same, nothing else changes, okay? Nothing else changes. So in this exercise, the cones are 15 feet apart. I want you to start at a cone and then pull to the next cone. Your front wheel, don't pass the cone, cone to cone. And the purpose is for you to take off nice and easy, stop nice and easy. This is a technique and not a procedure, but it's something we have to do on our motorcycles every time we ride. You have to start and you have to stop. So it shouldn't be something that we feel, you know, our pulse shouldn't go up. A motorcycle is the only vehicle that our BPM rises the slower we go, right? So we want to eliminate that. So Chris, if I'm slowing down my motorcycle to come to a stop, not the way some people will do, which is they will make sure that they're at a good speed all the way until the stop. That way the motorcycle took care of keeping it balanced. But if you're coming to a smooth stop, sometimes you can pull a clutch in and that'll work out just fine balance-wise. But if it gets to the point where now your handlebars start to do this, what's the answer to that? How do you deal with that?
Against the friction zone.
That's right. And what are you doing at the same time?
Oh, braking.
That's right. Which brake?
Rear brake.
That's right. So everybody hear that? Your motorcycle at slow speeds is with no power to the rear wheel is like a coin rolling across the table. And that coin's gonna roll as long as it has power or momentum, and then eventually it's gonna start to waver and then it's gonna fall. So what a lot of people do is if they stop in with their front brake, as soon as they start feeling that in their minds, time to stop. So they'll just grab the front brake. And sometimes the handlebars are turned. Don't stop with your handlebars turned today, all right? And that's when I was looking at Garnett. When he pulled up, and he straightened out before he stopped. So he's been practicing, no doubt about that. Straighten it out. And again, just because something is possible doesn't mean it's the proper way or the best way to do it, okay? Because sometimes that's not gonna work out. But good thing he was straight up and not leaned. All right, so do you guys have any questions about that? That's key right there. Start nice and easy. Stop. I'm looking at your front suspension when you take off. And if you take off too quickly, I'm gonna tell you, slow down. And it's because I'm getting you ready for when we get to exercise number 4. We're now taking off fast. That's not gonna work out, okay? All right, meet you guys over there. Warm-up exercise, short starts and stops. First cone to the next cone, head and eye straight ahead. Very good. Nice, nice, nice. You passed the cone.
No, you're not supposed to back.
Front wheel to the cone. But that was excellent. Very good, very good, very good. That's okay, work that out. So when you feel the bike is going where you don't want it to go, what's the answer? That's right, give it some power, open up the clutch. You don't even have to worry about throttle because you're already preloaded. Just open up the clutch a little. Good. Because if you're taking off nice and easy, yeah, the handlebars are gonna start turning. That's normal. But it doesn't mean you gotta put your feet down. That's the whole point. Good job, one more time. Excellent, look how smooth he is. Good job, you can park over there. All right, now we're gonna get his bride. Whoa, whoa, whoa! The first 5 steps. All day today, that's how you're moving that bike. Good.
Just keep going.
Take off a little slower. Good, good, good. You know what, Chris? When you take off, I want you to take off already applying a little bit of rear brake. That way you don't have to worry about going too fast. Just drag it the whole time. Good, drag it, drag it, drag it. Keep your foot on it. Now I watch your foot come off of it. It doesn't come off of it. Keep it on it. Drag it the whole time, but keep power going to the rear wheel at the same time. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Good, that's better. Do that again. Preload. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Yeah, so instead of you applying the rear brake when you're ready to stop, you're already applying it, just gradually increasing as you go. All right, good job. Go park. But it's normal for us to want to start off quickly because we don't like the way it feels. 1 to 10 miles per hour. All right, it's got Matt here. Nice, Matt. Head and eye, straight ahead. Look at my camera. Very nice. All right, one more time. Excellent. Excellent, brand new rider. Garnett. Excellent takeoff, a little fast. All right, take off a little slower. There we go, there we go. Nice. Give me another one. All right, now that takeoff was fast. Nice and easy, a little slower. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. There we go. All right, good job, you can go forward. All right, Stacy. Good. Good. All right, good job, Stacy. Very nice. This is so important, guys. We got JT here. Nice. Nice. Don't pass the cone, JT. Good job. All right, you're good. So guys, like I was saying, this is so important, but we're going to talk about it. A couple of key points. I love this exercise. Guys, you have to do this. There's no way around it. If you ride a motorcycle, you have to start and you have to stop. You should be comfortable doing it. So guys, I hope you understand. I hope you can relate to what I mean when I say, man, the exercise is so important. So if somebody, like at one point Garnett, well, I don't know what Garnett was doing. First he took off nice, and then the second one, he took off like that. And it's not a coincidence that when he took off quick, his handlebars were straight. But whenever we take off slow, immediately you start feeling this. And I want you to feel that. And I want you to understand what to do when you feel that. Power to the rear wheel, just open up the clutch a little bit. We're already preloaded, you don't have to worry about this. But even if you do that too, that's fine, because this is what's gonna determine how much power gets to the rear wheel, right? So what I told Chris was, Chris didn't like that at all. So I told her, when you start out already on the rear brake. See, when you start out off of the, remember the rear brake gives you control of your motorcycle at slow speeds. The analogy I like to use is a paint roller, that's your front brake, right? But if you want to fine tune, you want to cut, that's your rear brake. Your rear brake is the paintbrush where you're cutting. That's going to finish everything off. It's going to smooth everything out, smooth the rough edges. The front brake is very aggressive. It's like a man with a scraggly beard, where your rear brake is like a smooth, it's like a baby's bottom, right? Nice and smooth. It's going to smooth everything out. So if you want to make sure you don't take off too abruptly, where you don't have to be perfect with your clutch, be on that rear brake right from the start. Much like your car, you don't have to, automatic transmission, you don't have to use the accelerator to make the car move. Just pick your foot off the brake a little bit, it's going to start moving, right? And the more you pick your foot off, the quicker it's going to move at idle. Now, we don't have automatic transmissions, but that's where the preload is. That's your automatic transmission. So if you're already preloaded and you open your clutch, you got the power, rear brake right away. Not a lot where it's not moving at all and the bike's moving down, but enough where you can move and be nice and smooth, all right? All right, any questions on that? Okay, I want you to remember that. Chris is already messing with me, duck walking up to me. I'm like, so it's my fault. I didn't say this. The first 5 steps I told you about, I believe I did say I want you to do that all day. Yeah, I want you to do it all day. So even if I say, Matt, do me a favor, move your bike from here to here. I want him to do the first 5 steps, and I want him to pick up his foot as soon as it starts to move. And then when he does that, because it's such a short distance, he's doing what we just did. All right? That's all that is. All right. Anything else? Beautiful. Moving on to exercise number 1. Now we're going to do stops and starts, but it's from a distance. Vanessa, I guess you're leading us today on all exercises. You guys are going to go down here. You guys are going to ride toward me. Now listen, this is not emergency braking, although it's something I definitely recommend that you practice, all right? Proper technique emergency braking, right? Emergency braking is not just slamming the brakes on, all right? Anyway, I want you to go up to 2nd gear. I'm telling you it's not emergency braking because you don't need to go fast to do that. 25 miles per hour is all you need. The purpose is I just want you to be accustomed to downshifting, initially stopping with your front brake, because 1 to 10 miles per hour, that's the only time I really use my rear brake to stop the motorcycle, right? I want you to use the front brake or both brakes initially. I want you to downshift, and then right before you're gonna start, remember the paintbrush to finish it off nicely, transition from the front to the rear. I notice some people are concentrating on this a whole lot, and they're on the rear brake from all the way there to here because they don't want to do push-ups. I forgot to tell you guys about that. It's a 10 push-up penalty if you grab the front brake while you're doing a slow speed maneuver, right? Not if you're riding around the parking lot at a certain speed, but you know, you guys get it. Also, I'm adding to this, somebody gave this to me and it's a great idea. There's also a 10 push-up penalty for putting your foot down, all right? Because, yeah, I don't want you to touch the front brake because stuff can happen, but foot down, that's when we get injured, right? And I'm not talking about small injuries. Yes, that happens, but serious injuries, right? We have to get out of the habit of putting our feet down, especially on these heavy-ass motorcycles with saddlebag guard. It's just too many things for our ankle to catch. So my answer is, if you feel like the bike's gonna fall, we know the answer is to provide power. Open up the damn clutch, right? There's nothing to hit out here. It's a controlled environment. So even if you open it all the way up, you should already be on the rear brake anyway. You'll be fine. If it's gonna fall, what I want you to know, this bike could be all the way over and you can still correct it, all right? Trust and believe. But if you just say, screw it, I give up, just let it fall. Don't put your foot down, all right? He's the only person that's probably gonna be, it's gonna be a lot easier for him to put his foot down. There's nothing for him to really hit on his motorcycle. Plus, it can actually catch this motorcycle because it's lighter. And he's not a small guy either. So he's probably gonna do stuff on purpose just to do push-ups. All right? And I want you to come to a smooth stop. I'm gonna be standing right here. And then after you stop, I want you to follow the first 5 steps. And when you take off, listen to your throttle, make sure everything's good. I want you to take off to be nice and easy. And you're just gonna come around and park right here, facing this way. Any questions? Let's do it. So we got Finesse going first. Dude, you look badass, man. Now, the first time Matt did this, he was on the front brake, so he owed me 10 push-ups. Ah, now see? So in that case, you came off the front brake too early. That's because you're going fast. Remember, I told you, this is not about speed. It's not emergency braking. You go pull up at a normal speed. I want you to stop nice and easy. So because you let go of this brake too early, you're still going too fast just for the rear brake and the wheel locked up. Okay. So this is even more important for you because you don't have anti-lock brakes. Yeah. Okay? All right. All right, good preload. And this is why I told them, this is not emergency braking. I don't want you to go fast. It's not about the speed in this exercise. All right, good job. There we go. Last time Garnett stalled out. And he stalled out because, again, we got to always pay attention to the preload. Excellent. So right there, when Chris took off, her foot's on the footboard. Her right foot, it's not on the rear brake. Muscle memory. Excellent, Stacy. See, he took his foot off of the, he didn't take his foot off the brake. He took the pressure off the brake, but his foot's still covering the brake. That's what you want to do. Nice. Now, as fast as he was going, that stop was still smooth. That's all about being coordinated, the proper pressure on the rear brake. Let's talk about that. All right, listen, everything happens for a reason, guys. So I'm glad we did it again. Because the first time we did it, Matt owes me push-ups because he's on the front brake the whole time, right? Some of you guys are still confused about this exercise. I don't need speed. I just need you to be in second gear, downshifting, front brake, and then rear brake. So Matt's motorcycle does not have anti-lock brakes. So it's even more important for him to have this whole braking thing down, right? As far as the technique. JT, I mean, like a bat out of hell, he's coming at me. But at the end of his stop, did you see how smooth it was? Like it wasn't even this at the end. That's part of what I'm talking about when I say this is about being, following a certain technique, but it's also about being coordinated. Sometimes our coordination's messed up, and that's why things look like, because we're just not doing stuff in the right order. So in order for JT to stop that smooth coming from that speed, front and rear brake or just front brake is fine. He has to apply the proper pressure there. And when he's ready to finish that off and transition, he's got to be applying the proper amount of brake pressure and gradually apply it to a stop. That's clearly what he did. Now, when Chris went to take off, good job, Chris. Okay, foot on the footboard, not the rear brake. Remember, every time you stop and start, the first 5 steps apply. Stacy stopped, and as soon as he went to move, I saw his foot go like this, but it's still covering it. And once you get to a certain speed, then you can take it off. But I understand Chris is probably like, I'm not going slow, I'm gonna make a turn. I don't need to do it. But if you're gonna make a turn, you're probably gonna be using the rear brake anyway. And if you choose not to, and you're not really good with the clutch, it's gonna be a nice wide turn. So what I want you guys to do today is, like for instance, when Finesse said, we gotta go again, yeah. He pulled out, man, he made a nice leaning turn, nice wide leaning turn. I want you practicing all day. So I'd rather you pull out and make this turn straight up. That takes more technique from you than you pulling out with speed and leaning it, because now the motorcycle's kind of taking over. Now, I'm only saying that for other people. He knows what he's doing, so. But just keep that in mind. We're practicing all day today. Your bike's on, but we're getting ready to start anyway. Any questions? Okay, yeah, cut it off. All right, I forgot, I got to talk about exercise number 2, because that's what we're going to now, the slow ride, all right? The slow ride. Are you still practicing on this? You still have any aspirations of being the slow speed champion? Or? Long as Andy's not here? Yeah. Or if he's here with his Harley?
Right.
Yeah, okay. So the purpose of this next exercise, guys, is, it's not to prepare you for the slow race, but it could be that. But the purpose of it is almost like the warm-up exercise. I want you to start your motorcycle. I'm gonna be walking aside you. I want you to stay at my walking pace. I don't want you to pass me, all right? A lot of this is about being situational aware too. Like when I told you guys, listen, I don't want your front wheel to pass that cone. I'm doing that for a reason. You need to know where your motorcycle is. So if you pass that cone and you don't have any idea you passed the cone, that's something to think about, all right? We have to be aware of what's going on around us. If you go to make a turn out here and you see one of these sand patches, should we be leaning right there? No, that's when we're gonna make a turn straight up, right? And if you struggle doing stuff straight up, that's why we practice that, for situations like that, right? This stuff is it always comes up, right? So as you're riding slowly, and how you do this is up to you. You can either open the clutch, let the bike move, and you can pull the clutch all the way in and just let it coast until you start feeling and just open it up a little bit and close it back. Or you can stay in the friction zone the whole time and just drag the rear brake so that and if you see it going too fast, you could give a little more rear brake. Or you could do a combination of both. It depends on how you do it. The point is, don't go faster than I'm going. And the goal is not for you to go straight. It's for you to be doing this. That's how slow you should be going. And you should be comfortable working it out. Don't put a foot down. If you ever feel like you want to put a foot down, just open your clutch, right? Don't pop it open, just open it, because you're already in the friction zone anyway. Sometimes you're just not in the friction zone enough. Boop, boop. This is variations of this. Everything we're doing out here is small variations of movements. It's nothing crazy, because if it gets crazy, that's when we get herky-jerky. Any questions? Finesse? All right, guys, exercise number 2, the slow ride. And I always stop them there and have them pull up here because, again, we're practicing stopping and starting. Nice, ready? Let's do it. Now, I don't walk extra slow, I'm walking at a regular pace. And he's fine. Good job. Stop, ready? Head and eye, straight ahead. Good job. Very good. Foot up. Oh, excellent. Oh my God. Beautiful. From the from the start to the stop. Beautiful. All right, you ready? All right, head and eye, straight ahead. All right, good job. Not bad at all. We don't do it long, so if anybody's worried, hey, I don't want to drag the brake that long, we're not doing this long at all. All right, ready? Let's do it. Head and eye, straight ahead. Excellent, Stacy. Good job. Ready? Let's do it. Excellent. See how steady his throttle is? Nice. Nice and steady. Tab performance. Ready? Let's do it. Excellent, Garnett. Good job. All right, guys, not much to talk about on that. They did great. We're going to move on to exercise number 3, trust and believe. All right. Excellent job there. I don't even have anything to discuss except for the fact that when Chris started, she had her left foot down, and as soon as her motorcycle started to move, that foot came up. And it didn't come up like this. It came up nice and easy. And what that shows me is she's already getting, you guys have to always remember that if I see you and you've been here before, I'm looking at I'm thinking about what you were doing. And if you don't see the improvement, I damn sure do. And then when she stopped, and that's what you want to do. Your foot should come up like this. Your foot should come down. We shouldn't be doing this. Now, every now and then it's going to happen. We're still on 2 wheels. Sometimes things don't work out, but it should be like rare that happens, right? For the most part, you should be good. So excellent job, Chris. All right, now, I got an email today and somebody said, I practice your stuff all of the time. The most difficult exercise for me is trust and believe, exercise number 3. And that lets me know right away how much our mind messes with us. Because in this exercise, all we're doing is picking up our foot. We're not even moving. We're not leaning, nothing extreme. But that one is so tough for this guy. So I think we all do. There's anybody here that does not trust and believe that as long as they have sufficient power going to the rear wheel, everything's going to work out? So everybody believes it. Now, believes it doesn't mean you understand it. All right, so if at any time today I see your foot come out, you don't believe it, all right, or you don't trust it, all right? And that's what we're working on. That's why this exercise is so important, because it's important that you trust and believe this is the answer and your foot won't come down. So in this exercise, 5 steps. The only difference is step number 4. Step number 4 always involves the clutch, by the way, but it's a little different in this one. We're gonna make sure it's in first gear. We're gonna cover the rear brake. We're gonna preload our throttle and keep it loaded. Now, instead of us slowly releasing the clutch into the friction zone, we're gonna bring the clutch right before the friction zone. I don't want you in the friction zone. I want the hand right before it. Because in step number 5, you're gonna pick up your left foot without the motor. I don't want the motorcycle moving at all right? Again, situational awareness. You should know if the motorcycle is moving or not and do something about it, right? In this case, rear brake. And it should be, if it's moving, it shouldn't be moving because of power. If anything, it's because the ground's uneven, because we're not in the friction zone. And the reason I want you right before it is when you pick up your foot, when you feel the motorcycle starting to fall, I want you to open your hand. Open it into the friction zone. You don't have to, don't pop it, all right? Unless you let it go all the way over, you might have to pop it at that point and throttle it to get that bike to stand up. And then after you do that, I want you to, when the motorcycle is straight up, come to a smooth stop. Remember this, again, it's not an emergency stopping situation. I don't care how long it takes you to stop. Let me not say that. I don't want you all the way over there, but come to a smooth stop, okay? All right, demo. Head and eyes, straight ahead. First gear, cover the rear brake, reload. That's good. Clutch, right there. And just pick up my foot. Did you hear my throttle go? You heard it was low? All right, now I did that on purpose because I want you to see, even if I just open up the clutch with a low throttle, it's still gonna wanna stand up. It all depends on how much you let it fall, how much power you need. But that's why I say just open it up more than what you probably need. It's better safe than sorry, all right? Now, guys, the purpose of this exercise is not for you to pick up your foot and see how long you can get the bike to balance. Because that's what I find people do. They'll be sitting there preloaded. And I'm like, but I get it. They're trying to mentally prepare themselves. That's okay. But then they'll do this. If you pick your foot up and feel falling right away, you're in the exercise. Don't put your foot back down. That's showing me you don't trust and believe. Just open up the clutch, nice and easy, okay? Any questions? Finesse the pursuit. All right, guys, exercise number 3, trust and believe, and we're gonna see if they actually trust and believe. So the prettiest part of this bike is the front. And you just ripped off Preloader Nation by being here before I told you to come. So we couldn't see you turning nicely. It's okay.
Hey, you get it more than one.
No, we're gonna do this once and then you're gonna go over there. Exercise number 4. Very nice. Very nice. Excellent. Now guys, did you see that? He had his foot up maybe about 2 seconds before he started feeling falling. And when he felt falling, he opened up his clutch nice and easy. You probably barely saw it and came to a stop nice and easy. It's easier to do stuff nice and easy when everything is smooth. All right, so you got this concept down. First gear, covering the rear brake. Preload your throttle. Keep it loaded. Clutch right before the friction zone. And when you're ready, pick up that foot. Keep it loaded. Listen to the engine. Good. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Come to a stop. Come to a stop. Stop. It's recorded. Keep it loaded, Chris. That's all that is. All right.
You put a cone in front of me, I'm fucked.
You shouldn't be looking at him anyway. All right. Make sure you keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. You're in first gear. Yes, I can see it. Covering the rear brake. All right. Preload. And keep it loaded. Good. Keep it right there. Clutch right before the friction zone. So let it out. As soon as you feel it, bite. Don't pull it all the way in. Okay, good. Now pick up that foot. Let it out. Good. Come to a stop. Nice! That was even nicer because she forgot about the stop, and when she did it, she still did it smooth. All right. You know what you're doing, right?
I think so.
First gear. Covering the rear brake. Good. Head and eye straight ahead. Preload. Let it out. Good. Come to a stop. Nice, Stacy. This guy's a pro at this. Yeah, man, show him how it's done. No pressure. Come to a stop. Excellent. What I tell you guys, the pro. All right, you know what you're doing with this?
Yeah.
First gear, covering the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded, right before the friction zone. Good, give me some more preload. Yeah, give me more. Okay, that's good. Don't move, you're moving. Don't let that bike move. When you pick your foot up, this bike shouldn't be moving at all. Give me some more preload. Good, listen to that sound, keep it there. Foot up, let it out, let it out, let it out, let it out. Come to a stop. All right, we gotta pay attention to that throttle. Keep it up, okay? All right. All right, guys, not bad at all. We're gonna move on to everybody's favorite, right turns, left turns from a stop. I'll tell you in a second why it's everyone's favorite. All right, guys. Good job on the trust and believe. Chris. And why am I saying Chris just perfect? Because Chris forgot about the stop. So when I said stop, a lot of times people hear me yell stop. She still said, nice and easy. I'm telling you guys, this is what it's all about. When you're comfortable just doing stuff like that and stopping, and even in a surprise stop, still doing it smoothly, everything else is gonna start getting so much easier, trust me. All right, any questions on that? Garnett, just make sure you're focusing on keeping it loaded. Your tire performance is, you don't even have an excuse. All right. You're too loud. He's deaf now. All right, guys. The moment we've all been waiting for, exercise number 4, right turns, left turns from a stop. I say it all the time, it's the highest failure rate. Why? It's the highest failure rate for most. Here it is, but remember, we're starting here. And because we started here, that should make this much easier. The only thing that messes with people is, like I said earlier, now we have to turn the handlebars, okay? Keep in mind that your motorcycle at slow speeds is more stable with the handlebars turned, all right? Keep that in mind. All right, so in this exercise, guys, it seems simple, right? I just want you to make a turn, right? It shouldn't be a big deal, yet it is, and that's why we practice it. There's 8 steps to this exercise. What's always step number 1, Chris? That's right. Make sure the motorcycle's in first gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload your throttle and keep it loaded. Clutch right before the friction zone. You're going to slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. Head and eyes, you're going to look in the direction that you want to go, right? That's one of the most important steps here. I find that if somebody makes a turn and then something jumps in front of them and then they don't know what to do in that moment, we know friction zone, rear brake, straighten out. But if they don't know, they panic, front brake, bike falls, and now they're mad at who or whatever came into their path. When in actuality, it shows me they weren't looking most likely before they made the turn. And most likely, if you see something, you're not going to commit to the turn because you see, uh-oh, you're going to stop. So head and eyes. What's the 3 C's of Preloader Nation, Finesse?
Confidence, consistency, and control.
Beautiful. Magna cum laude. Absolutely. So I'm going to focus on consistency here. When you turn your head and your eyes and you're looking straight, keep your head and your eyes turned. When you turn your handlebars, unless the situation dictates otherwise, keep the handlebars turned. Don't do this, because all it's doing is widening your turn. Again, this is not a competition, but this is the place where I want you to push yourself, right? The goal is for you to be somewhere in the middle. That's the goal, right or left. That's the goal. If you're all the way over here, let me rephrase that. If you're over here, that's fine too, right? But realize, anytime you make a turn on your motorcycle, if you find out that you're wide, like Chris said something over there, she said, I'm glad you didn't see that. So I know that some of us are trying to do stuff perfect all the time, and that's fine. But don't beat yourself up if something doesn't work out. As long as you know why it didn't work out, that's all that matters. So if you're this wide, what could be a contributing factor for this, Matt? If you make a turn wide, what is a contributing factor to a wide turn on the motorcycle?
Too much speed or not?
Too much speed, yes. Anything else?
Not enough handlebar?
Anything else?
Rear brake?
Well, that goes with the speed. But he's on the right track. 3 things determine the radius of your turn. Speed is always the #1 contributing factor of a wide turn, too much speed. Not turning the handlebars enough, that's what he said. And not leaning the motorcycle enough. Those are the 3 things that determine the radius of your turn. However, here, I don't want your motorcycle leaning at all. Because if you lean your motorcycle here, A, you have a high tendency to hit this. That's why I got taller cones here. I used to have the short ones. And everybody's cones were going right over it. B, it shows me that you're introducing speed. Now I say out here, we're kind of operating in most of the exercises between 6 and 10 miles per hour. This exercise is a 1 to 3, and I'm giving you 3. It's really 1 to 2. And if you lean your motorcycle going 1 to 2 miles per hour, it's just gonna fall over. So if you're leaning, I already know you're going too fast. I want you to do this straight up. Now sometimes people, they don't, this is what I mean again, situational awareness, and knowing what your motorcycle can fit in and where, what you need to do. Some people get this far in because they're trying to clear this cone before they even start the turn. So now if you're too far in, now you have to lean if you want to make the turn, right? Depending on your motorcycle, right? So I want you to know that when I do this from a stop, because we're going to do it moving, but we're also going to do it from a stop, I stop right here on the T. But you don't have to if you're not comfortable. If you want to stop back here, I don't want you to be past this cone though, right? It's somewhere in this box. And if you want to be over here to make a left turn or here to make a right turn, that's fine too. But the more you get comfortable with this, you're going to realize I don't need to be there, here. I could be right here. I can actually be here and still do this, because you can be here and start this with your handlebars turned. Nothing changes based on what we did over there. Open up your hand, trust and believe, right? But we're not doing that today, right? I'm just saying, as you get more comfortable, like most people, when Finesse first started this, he was here. Now he's like, what you got next? What you got? I'll do it from right here, right?
Hey, don't believe that, man.
I got video to prove it, right? So the first time you guys go through here, and yes, if you lean even a little bit, I'm gonna call you on it. I'm gonna say you're leaning. Slow down, trust and believe. It takes more skill to keep this bike straight up in turn than it does to do it in a lean, right? In motorcycle school, these cones for cops are here, and then the one you turn in is here. You can't lean, it's impossible, and they're all tall, all right? But this is not motorcycle school, it's not a competition. I'm just trying to explain to you that the level of difficulty is higher when the bike is straight up, going slow. So the first time we're gonna go straight through, first we're gonna go left, and then when I tell you, you're gonna come to a stop, and then we're gonna do it from a stop. Then we're gonna come to a stop, and then I want you to stop over there too. Now the reason we're stopping over there too is, a lot of times when people get into that turn, as soon as they get to the end of it, clutch open, and they fly out this way. I need you to be in the habit of not only coming to a smooth stop, but making sure you right those handlebars before you stop. All right, and remember, nobody's stopping the bike but you. So it's never a surprise. So your feet shouldn't be, this is the coordination thing I was talking about. Your feet shouldn't be coming down prematurely, right? But not only that, sometimes the bike might be out of balance, but in your mind, it's like, oh shit, he told me to stop right here. If you're not ready to stop right there, just don't stop right there. Do what you got to do to straighten out, and don't be all the way down there, but you know, be in a couple of feet of right there, okay? Any questions? All right, now I always exaggerate this and go, it's very, very slow, but you don't have to go that slow. I'm just trying to show you that all I'm doing is, I'm doing variations of exercise number 3. I'm in the friction zone, I'm on the rear brake. I'm staying in the friction zone and using my rear brake to control my speed. Straight through, head nice, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. So look where I end up. Right here, perfect. When you're coming to a stop, same thing we were doing earlier. Friction zone, straighten out. Boom! Head nice, foot up, rear brake. Keep the handlebars turned. That's a full lock. Not that you need to do that. All right, you know what? Let's go this way. Good. All right. I'm glad that happened because you saw when the balance started pushing me to the left, it wasn't time to put my foot down. All I did was reposition the handlebars, friction zone, but just a piece of it, just a little piece of power. That's all I needed to give me the opportunity to right the handlebars, and now I was good again. All right? Any questions? Finesse, straight through. Head nice. And again, guys, that's what I was talking about. Now, the first time we did this with Finesse, when he first got here, last year, he would have just went straight through. But now, because he's mastered this, he's trying to do it as slow as possible. That's the only reason. That was a balance thing. Good, 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 good. Turn him, turn him. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. So he just came too deep into the exercise. Nice, Stacy, straight up. Straight through. Head nice, look at my camera, look at my camera. You're looking at my cones, good, good. Keep it loaded, baby, keep it loaded. All right, going a little bit fast here. Keep it loaded, get that throttle up. Keep it loaded, head and eyes, head and eyes. So you see she's looking late. Her throttle's also low. Straight through. Head and eyes, look at my camera. Nice, Garnett. Straight up. Straight through. Good, good. Keep it just like that. You're perfect. There we go. There we go. Nice. I like that. He had to do different variations. He started to fall. He opened up the clutch. It straightened out. And then it almost went too much, so he pulled the clutch in and went back. Knowing what to do. That's all that is. Head and eyes, Matt. Keep looking at my camera. Don't look away from it. That's where you're going. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Trust and believe, Matt. Nice, JT. Let's see how wide JT is. He's going fast. Keep it loaded, Chris. I don't hear it. Head and eyes. Slow down. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded, girl. Copy and paste, same thing. Good, 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 good. Watch that foot. Trust and believe. Now you already proved my point. Remind me later to talk about it, but you already proved my point. Straight through. Head and eyes, Stacy. Good, good, good. Keep it loaded. Good. You actually already did this, so keep it loaded. If you feel like it's falling, open up the clutch. Head and eyes. Good, head and eyes. Look at the camera. You're looking at the cones. Good, good. There we go. So every time you came through here, your motorcycle's ending up right here because you're going too fast. You have the skill to go slow. This is beneath you. So, go ahead, man. I want you in the middle. Head and eyes. No, we're not stopping yet, but that's okay. Straight through. Slow down. Good, good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. You're looking at my cones, not my camera. All right. Straight through. Head nice. Keep it loaded. Good, good, good. Nice and easy on that rear brake on that. If you see the bike going like this, it's because the foot's going like this. Abrupt. Everything is nice and easy. Coming to a stop. There we go. Come to a stop, Stacy. Head nice. Good job. All right, Matt, you're coming to a stop. Stop. Okay. All right, you're molesting all of these cones with your eyes. Molesting them. Consistently look that way. I know it feels odd, just trust me. Come to a stop. Beautiful. Straight through. Good. Stay at that speed. Stay at that speed. Keep your foot on that rear brake. Keep it loaded. Oh, too much speed. Oh, yeah. All right, come to a stop. Straighten out. Excellent. All right, right turns. Follow the first 5 steps. See, you tell on yourself. If you try to move the motorcycle and it doesn't move because it's in neutral, that's showing me you're not following the first 5 steps. JT's leaning. Keep it loaded, Chris. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Head nice. There we go. Keep it loaded. Slow down. Rear brake. There we go. I'll take it. Nice, Cornette. Straight through. I don't want no lean. Nice, Stacy. Good. Head and eyes. Look at my camera. No leaning, JT. You leaning. Straight up. There we go. That's what I want to see. Straight up. Do that again, Chris. Head and eyes. Look at my camera. Turn the handlebars. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Too much speed. Too much speed. Straight through. Straight through. Good. Turn them. Don't lean it. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Trust and believe, baby. We're going to talk about what's going on here at the next exercise. It's all good. I can still smell the newness coming off of this bike. That's just him pushing himself. That's all that is. And he's still getting used to this new bike. This is his first practice session officially on his new bike. The rules don't change, but you still got to get acquainted with the new bike. Head and eyes. There we go. He's just not keeping the handlebars turned all the way. That's why he's not in the middle. All right. Good. Stay at that speed. Stay on the rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Good. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Come to a stop right here. And then exercise number 5. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. The guards are doing their job.
Yeah, they are.
Is it off?
Yes.
Yeah. Would have helped if we put the kickstand down first. It's down, I'm just moving the cone. Oh, all I smell is newness off of this thing. Come to a stop. Nice, straight up. All right, that's excellent. The whole time you're making that turn, you're looking down. Keep your head and your eyes up, okay? Good job. Come to a stop. Your head and your eyes are much better, much better. So all that means is when you went into the friction zone, you weren't in it enough. That's why you feel it falling. Every time you feel falling, that's what exercise number 3 is all about. All right. Come to a stop. Now I'm literally watching your foot going like that, when really it should just be like this. Small variations of movement. Those are nice, man. Straight through, Chris. Don't do that. Don't get down on yourself. Don't get frustrated. Right? You did it once, so you know you could do it. You're just going a little too fast. You're not turning the handlebars enough. Okay. Let's go. Good. Slow down. Slow down. Good, good, good. Keep it loaded. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Take your stop. Yeah. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All right, good job. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to exercise number 5, single serpentine, but we're definitely gonna talk about this. All right, listen, before I even start talking about this exercise, I got so much to talk about there. What did I ask you to remind me of, Finesse?
I don't know. You said I was doing whatever.
I said I had something to talk. I said, you proved my point. I said, remind me later. So earlier, a long, long time ago, about 12 minutes ago, I said, when Finesse first started, he was way back here. Now he's right here, and he was like, oh, that ain't true, right? But this is not even about where he placed his wheels. Remember I said when I did my demonstration, I don't expect you guys to go this slow. This is just me trying to exaggerate to prove certain things. But what was Finesse doing? That's the only reason he didn't look great while he was doing what he was doing, because he's trying to push himself to do it. He's still getting used to that bike, that's first of all, right? But it shows where his confidence level is. He's trying to go as slow as possible. And anytime it didn't work out, for the most part, he just rode out of the exercise. Don't put a foot down. That's what I want you to do. If you got to ride out of the exercise, ride out of the exercise, right? And then on the last, actually, as a matter of fact, one of them he did, oh my God, I got to start wearing my other camera so it's a different vantage point. So he's making the left turn. And as he's making the turn, I see his bike start to fall. And then all of a sudden I see it pick up. How did he do that? He opened up his clutch, right? But the funny thing is he opened it up, but he opened it up a little too much. So now it started to go this way. And then that quick, I saw it go like that. What did he do? He pulled it back in. Or he did that and he used the rear brake. Now he's on the rear brake already. Now I just told JT that when he was going through, I literally saw his foot going like this. When you go through, I started to demonstrate it, but then I was like, I was about to tell you guys, I want you to look at my foot on my brake as I'm going through there. You're gonna see it's like this. Because once I find a good spot with the clutch and the throttle, and now all I have to do is use my rear brake. Once I got a good speed, I'm just gonna stay right there through the whole. Remember what we're doing, what does that take? 3 seconds to make that turn? So if you find everything is good, just keep it there. There's really no reason to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. But if you feel something that you need to make a correction, you do it, but you do it subtle, okay? Nice and subtle. So Garnett, if I see your bike pop locking, I know that your foot's going like this, all right? So let's just be mindful of that. But all in all, good job. And Chris, the main thing you were doing, Chris, is there's too much speed. It's even harder to turn your handlebars going in a 90-degree turn if your speed's up. But once she slowed down, I still want her to slow down a little more, because remember, the speed we're doing on this turn is almost the same speed as what we were doing on the slow ride. All of these things build up and they all build on one another, all right? So just keep that in mind. That's why I'm such a stickler on this exercise first, and then not the first one so much, but then the second one, the slow ride. Because this and the slow ride, that's all this is with a handlebar turn, all right? Any questions? Beautiful. Exercise number 5, guys, single serpentine. Who here has not practiced this? Okay, good. So this exercise, as fun as it may be, it's gonna be easier on your motorcycle, but the goal is not to be going too fast. Again, nothing out here is speed gonna help you, all right? But we're not gonna be going as slow as we were in that exercise either, because now I want you to lean the motorcycle. And you can't lean without speed, but I don't want you going through here like this is a ski slalom, right? That's not the goal. And sometimes, like the short I just put out with Parker going through here, some people go through here with such grace and fluidity that it looks like, man, they're going fast. They're really not. And that's why I want you to be wide. So these cones are 15 feet apart. So this is again about being coordinated in timing. When you make the first turn, I want you close to this cone. But that doesn't mean I want you to hug the rest of the cones going down. See how wide my bike is? I want you away from these cones as you approach them. The wider you go, it's gonna force you to slow down and lean, right? So we practice for a number of different reasons. One of those reasons is to increase our options. This was part of my short too. When Joe Go Motorcycle Adventures was going through here, he decided I'm gonna go as wide as Andy's going on my street glide. And at one point he went way too wide. So now the only way he was gonna make the next cones, he had to slow down, but he had to lean extremely. Now if he's not comfortable leaning his motorcycle, that's not even an option. He just would have skipped the next cone and went to the next one. So stay wide, watch your speed, and when you come through here, as soon as you get past this cone, you should already be turning for the next cone, all right? This is not about doing it straight up. I don't want that. I want you leaning the motorcycle. This is also preparing you for transitioning. Transitioning. When we get to the figure 8, transitioning, right? We're not doing the offset because there's crap on the ground, but if we were doing that, transitioning, right? I don't want you to transition like this, because if you turn slow, you're gonna turn the handlebar slow. Nice and easy, all right? Fluid, not fast, but fluid. Any questions? All right, you guys are gonna be coming this way, head and eyes. I'm gonna be standing right here. Matt, by the way, excellent with the head and eyes, because Matt thought he was gonna trick me. I'll turn my head, but I'll keep my eyes down here. You know, you can't trick your brain though. If that's where you look, that's where you're gonna go. So, look at me, look at my camera, whatever, but your peripheral vision will pick up the cones, all right? Counterbalancing, meaning I want you to lean, but you shouldn't be leaning with the motorcycle, all right? Keep your body straight up and down, all right? Use the rear brake if you need it. I don't even use the rear brake in here, but I'm still covering it because sometimes I might go a little too fast. I see him coming up on that cone in front of me too quickly. Quick correction, and I'm good, all right? Listen to your throttle, keep it loaded. Lean, 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 lean. Head and eyes, I'm looking straight ahead. Lean, dip, lean, 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 straight ahead, right? And I tell people all the time, we're working here. So this is not wind roll therapy. You know, you're not just, when people start getting lazy, that's when they get to the end and they start hitting cones because now they stop turning. Turn the handlebars. Any questions? Finesse. All right. Good. Good. Turn those handlebars, baby. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, we got Matt here. Head and eye, straight ahead, Matt. Good. 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 Stacy here on the strat. On the strat. Kind of wide on that one. Good. Keep it loaded. And right there, the reason why it's kind of herky-jerky is he's not keeping the throttle, he's not staying in the friction zone steadily. JT just missed that cone. Looking good. All right, come on, Chris. Now she's going too slow. If you go too slow, you can't lean. She's clipping cones. So right from the start, you're going too slow. That's why you can't lean. Let's go a little bit faster. And that way you can lean. Go out nice and wide. And I can see it in her face, she's getting a little frustrated with herself, and I don't want her to do that. Right? I don't want her to do that. All right, head and eyes, straight ahead. Now, if Chris is out here every time I practice, and if she's practicing on a regular, then she can get frustrated with herself. But if you're not practicing on a regular, I mean really dedicating practice, don't get frustrated. Just pick up what you need to work on and work on it. Nice and smooth. Nice and smooth. Well, nice and wide. See, she's coming right next to that cone. Too much speed. We don't apologize for knocking down cones. All right, next time she goes, I'm gonna go up there because she's starting out too early. She's starting out wrong. She's too close to the first cone. Start out wide and stay wide. It's gonna force you to slow down if you actually want to make it through the exercise. Nice, man. Nice. Keep it loaded. There we go. Yeah, he missed that last one because he's turning slowly. He's turning slow. And if you turn slow, it's going to get tighter and tighter as you go down, unless you slow down. Like, we're not in here for, playing around, we're working. Yeah, JT. Nice, see, JT is he's loosening up. Very nice, very nice. You're doing great, Matt. Do it again. All right, Chris, when you're starting this close to this cone. It's too close. When you come through here, I want you to swing out. He can be closer because he's got no saddlebags. I want you to start out wide and stay wide. good. Slow down a little, good. Lean it, good. Turn it, lean it. Slow down, too much speed. There we go. Ah. I want her to at least make two transitions. And then we can work out the rest and she can kind of figure out. We'll do it again. We can figure out, or she can figure out, all right, I made 2 of them. How come I couldn't make the 3rd? It's the same thing, speed, too much speed. This is why you have to be comfortable in that in-between range. Not too fast, not too slow. Nice, Garnett. And again, you know, usually we might go through this exercise 1 time, maybe twice, but you know, I'm gonna stay in it as long as we need to stay in it. I want people to be comfortable. Now we're all different. You see Finesse is off to the side. He's done with it. But if it's something you want to work on, it's here. All right, make sure you stop abusing my cones with your eyes. I want you to get through 2 of these, right? All I want you to get through is 2, because if we can figure out, hey, I got through 2, how come I'm not getting through the rest? It's because of speed, okay? Nice and easy, but not too slow where you can't lean. Start out nice and wide. Keep it loaded. Listen to your throttle. Lean it out, dip it in, rear brake, keep it loaded, rear brake, turn them. Come to a stop. Stop. We don't apologize for hitting cones. I tell people that all the time. We don't apologize for hitting cones. You got 1 more to go, Finesse. You missed the last one. Last time. Keep it loaded, good. And this bike is also, I forgot, this bike is also new to Garnett. Excellent. Nice, so he's comfortable leaning the bike. See, he kind of hugs the cones, but he's still got a lean going on. He can get closer to the cones because he doesn't have any saddlebags. Now you guys notice that as JT has progressed in this exercise, more and more aggressive. That's confidence. Look at him, just nice and smooth. All right, let's try it again. Last time. Easy, good, dip it to the right. You're still right on top of that first cone. So she's straight up, see? And straight up, it's possible, but that's not what we want. So, you know, something she's got to work on. Why'd you miss the last cone?
Short. Fast.
No, the real reason why you missed it is you're lazily making turns. So if you make your transition slow, as you go on, it's just getting tighter and tighter. We're working here, man. Turn, lean, turn. Good, turn it. There we go, turn it. There we go. It's not about speed. He just wasn't turning the handlebars aggressively. Last time. All right, so the same thing again. When you went that time, I said just get through 2. So you said screw everything else. I'm gonna hug this cone and do it straight up. No, I don't want you this close. As soon as you start, dip, dip. So you're making 2 dips. Dip, dip. All right? You got this. Head 9, straight ahead. Dip it. Slow down, rear brake. Good, good. Turn it. Keep it loaded. Good. Turn it. Turn it. Keep it loaded. Good. Turn it. Turn it. Good. Turn it. Turn it. Turn it. I don't care. Here we go. That guy's gonna close it out with JT. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about, guys. You know, it's so funny because I recognize that look from the other practice session. That's why when I saw it, I said, we're not doing that. All right? So let's just keep this in mind, Chris. This is for Chris, anybody else. I always tell people don't get frustrated out here, you know, or try not to get frustrated. Then I want you to put this into perspective. If you come out here every time I have a practice session and in between you're practicing all the time, then by all means, get frustrated. But if you know you're not really doing it much, don't get frustrated. Just concentrate on what you're struggling with and just focus on that when you practice. That's all right? But for the most part, that was great, guys. Not a lot of molestation of the cones, or at least not extreme with the eyes. Garnett at one point when he was going, his throttle was like, you know, going up and down, but as it went, he fine-tuned that. And then JT, same thing. JT started out smooth, but just got more aggressive every time he went down. That's him getting loosened up. That's confidence, and it looks good. Confidence looks good on all of us. And Finesse was chilling, and I was like, no, you got to go again, because I noticed that Finesse missed the last entry. And the reason he missed it is because he was making lazy turns. And if you're making lazy turns, meaning slow turns, if you're turning slow but you're still moving straight, you're losing space. And that's going to increase as you go down. So by the time he got to that last one, it wasn't going to happen. The last time he went, everything was aggressive. Leaning, handlebars, but more importantly, he's transitioning aggressively. Boom, boom, boom. So good job. Any questions? All right, Chris's favorite exercise, the infamous U-turn. And the scouting report on you, Chris, is you're going to be in here. 18 feet. This is not necessary, but it's here just in case you want to challenge yourself. If you're not worrying about this box, then right through it. This whole thing is 27 feet wide. Okay, here's what I want from you. A, I don't want you to do this straight up. That means I don't want you going too slow. B, I don't want you going too fast. I don't want you making a momentum U-turn. You should feel the friction zone pulling you through everything we do out here, right? Shouldn't be a lot of momentum. Single serpentine is the one thing I can say you're going to have a little bit of momentum, not a problem. Thirdly, as you approach this U-turn, I can't say whatever speed you're going, because if you're going too slow, I need you to speed up. And if you're going too fast, I need you to slow down. But when you're at the appropriate speed, stay at that speed. Whatever you're doing to be at that speed, freeze frame. Wherever you are in the friction zone, stay there. Wherever your clutch is in the friction zone, stay there. I meant to say wherever you are at the throttle. And if you're on the rear brake, I prefer you be on it before you make the turn. Don't get in the turn and now start trying to figure out what you want to do with your speed. Take care of it right away, because once you get all that straight, all you have to do is turn your head and your eyes, look at my camera, and lean the motorcycle slightly. Turn the handlebars slightly, and you're fine. As long as you're using your space properly, right? Don't start from here. You can still do it, but you just have to lean more, turn the handlebars more, right? My point is, nothing in here is extreme, okay? Nothing's extreme. Keep your head and your eyes up. Listen to your throttle. If you stay in the friction zone like I asked you to do, you're not going to feel like you're going to fall, all right? But even if you do feel that, open up your hand a little bit, okay? All right, and lastly, commit to the lean right away. What am I referring to? When you go to make this U-turn, I see people come in here and they start turning like this, because they're really looking at these cones. And then when they see they're getting close to those cones, now they go, oh, I got to lean, I'm not going to make it. And then they lean. So now they made that turn way wider than it has to. If you're going to be in this box, you have to commit to the lean right away, for the most part, depending on your motorcycle. So I'm always looking for daylight. When you go to make a turn, if I see this much daylight, and then in the middle of your turn, now I see this much, I know that you're not committing to the lean right away. Just trust and believe it's going to be okay, all right? First time we do this, left turn, straight through, nothing fancy. Then when I tell you, you're going to come to a stop and make the U-turn. Then I'm going to tell you to come to a stop, make the U-turn, and stop. If you're in the 18-foot box here or here, if you're not, you're over here or over here. When you come out of the U-turn, guys, especially when you're coming to a stop, I don't want to see you make a U-turn and at the end of the U-turn, you're facing this way. That's what happened in that video, in my video, in the intro, when that Indian Challenger is coming for me and I run off, because he's coming out of that turn and then he's out of control, right? If you can't bring your motorcycle straight, then you're out of control. And one of the C's in Preloader Nation is control. I want you to always be in control. So that includes no matter which way you're going, I want you coming to a stop or straight like this. And it happens sometimes you get caught in the turn. I often say, yeah, it's a good problem to have. Yeah, but I don't want you to think that's okay. It's not okay, because in that moment, you're not in control. You didn't know what the hell to do to get that motorcycle up. Now, if you make the U-turn and you feel like you can't get it out of the turn, make another U-turn. That'll be nice. But I don't want you to just go like this, all right? Okay. All right, so that speed's good. Head nice. That's it. If you feel like you're going a little wide, give it a little bit of rear brake. Straighten out. Any questions? All right. First time and second time I went through, I didn't use any brakes, but I made sure my speed was at a good speed where I won't need it. But if you need it, I want you to use it. This is not a competition. Nice. Nice and easy. Preload. Head and eyes, Garnett, head and eyes. Nice and smooth. See, he committed right away. His lean was pretty much consistent from start to finish, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to look like that. That's showing me that he's confident in the friction zone. He's comfortable leaning the motorcycle, and he trusts and believes that he's going to be okay. Chris's right turns are better than her left. Good, stay at that speed, stay at that speed. Head and eyes, head and eyes. You're going too slow, you're going too slow. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. But her right turns are definitely better than her left, and we saw that. I saw that in prior practice sessions, and today in exercise number 4. Nice finesse. See what I mean? It's consistent the whole way. It's almost like his bike is on rails, just like JT. Head and eyes, look at the camera. Now Garnett starts out smooth, and then all of a sudden he applies rear brakes and he slows down a lot. Look at that. Very nice. Good, head and eyes. Look at my camera. Good, man. Good. Stay at that speed. Don't slow down. Stay at that speed. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. 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 I want her to use the rear brake more because she shouldn't be in the grass. If you see you're going that far, that wide, what do? How are you going to correct it? Use the rear brake. Head nice, Stacy. You're looking at the ground. Look at my camera. Good job. Looking good, man. Looking good. And those tap performances are sounding good. Nice. Very nice. Like butter, baby. Very nice. I told her to stop. She ran another stop sign. No head knife. There we go. There we go. It's coming. It's coming. She's got to turn her head in her eyes. And I know she just does not want to do it. Her whole body is tense. And if you're that tense, the last thing you want to do is turn your head in your eyes and look. I know it doesn't sound like it makes sense, but the last thing you want to do is look where you want to go. But it's important to do it. And she's reluctant to lean the motorcycle too. Right, you're going to see the difference. Watch when we go right. Nice, Stacy. All right, looking good. Nice. So his throttle went down, but he brought it back up. We're not stopping yet. All right, looking good, straight through. Now he's got his right foot hanging off the board. I know Harley riders like to do that. It looks cool. Not during slow speed riding. Looking good, JT, straight through. Nice. See, that's an aggressive lean. All right, straight through. Nice. You keep running red lights, eventually you're gonna get a summons. So that last time you went around and ended up mowing the grass,
Yeah.
all that was once you got to a certain speed, you weren't even comfortable slowing down. You wanted the motorcycle to kind of coast you through. All you had to do is give a little bit of rear brake. That's always going to pull you in. But it's already getting better. When you get up to the speed, your reluctancy is to lean. And forget about turning the head in the eyes. You don't want to do it. So what I'm going to tell you is do it in increments. When you first go to turn, look at that pole. And then as you start to turn, progressively keep looking, but I don't want you looking right here. Okay? All right, let's get a good speed and stay at that speed, Chris. Stay in the friction zone. Use the rear brake. Good, stay at that speed, stay at that speed. A little bit more speed, more speed. Going too slow. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Rear brake, there you go, correct it. All right. She corrected it a little, but she smashed it. See, this is why we cover the rear brake. All right, straight through, Stacy. And when we're tense, it's even more difficult to do things subtle. And I get it. But that's why we practice this. It's got to become muscle memory. All right, come to a stop over there. Nice, right turns next. All right, come to a stop. All right, head and eyes, much better. Much better with the head and eyes, much better. All right, JT, come to a stop. Nice. Come to a stop. Nice, Matt. Straight through. Faster. Good, stay at that speed. Head and eyes, rear brake. Rear brake, turn the handlebars, keep it turned. Come on. There we go, we're getting there. We're getting there. Come to a stop, Stacy. Stacy wants that 18 feet, man. I can see it. I see him looking at it. So head and eyes tells you everything. Tells me everything. Tells me you going for this box. I see you looking right at it.
Yeah, you gotta lean it for it.
Right turns next. Faster, faster, faster. Good. Rear brake, drag it. Head and eyes. Drag the rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. It's coming. It's coming. Straight through. Straight through. Now, I want you to watch Chris on the right turn. You too. You too. Your rights are better than your lefts. See how much tighter his right is? His right was way tighter. When the left turns, he was line to line. So him and his wife share that in common. Looks like Garnett does too. Yeah. Water went down the wrong pipe. Nice. Straight through, Chris. Watch this, guys. Straight through. Slow down. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Rear brake. Drag it. Turn your head. Turn your head. What'd I tell you guys? See how much more she's leaning the motorcycle? Still going faster than I wanted to. I don't give a crap about that. She's in the exercise. Straight through. And look at her husband. Much tighter. Garnett's head and eyes much better. And look at Matt doing the slow race. I mean, doing the slow ride, pulling up. He purposely pulled up slow. He never put his foot down. We're always practicing. Excellent. Straight through. Let's do it again. Slow down, head and eyes. Rear brake, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Nice, Chris. Husband supporting her. Beautiful. Very nice, Garnett. Again, Matt was practicing the slow ride. His eyes are still not up. We'll work on that. Very nice. Good. Drag that rear brake. Head and eyes. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. That's right. Use the rear brake. Good. Nice. I didn't even have to tell him. He knew I was going to tell him. Come to a stop. I love it. All right. Straight through. Committed to the lean right away. Nothing gets past me. You didn't think I didn't notice you practicing the slow ride coming up to that? That's what I'm talking about. Straight through. Always practicing. All right, he's a little straight up there. He couldn't lean because he was going slow. All right. Stacy got all kind of wires going on. I don't know what's going on here. His phone's actually recording too. I think he's recording directly from his 360 camera to the phone. That's new to me. I never saw that before. All right, straight through. Now see right there, JT dipped the bike right away. Straight through, straight through. Okay. You're gonna laugh when you watch this video because I said in the video, all right, right turns. I said, watch this. Your rights are better than your lefts.
So much better.
Just like Oscar, same thing. All right, now when you start, I want you to start. You're not comfortable leaning. You got to give yourself enough speed to lean. But I like the fact that when you were going over there, you were going fast and you corrected it with the rear brake. That's what kept you in. Drag that rear brake.
In hindsight, I think I fucked up. I
No, you didn't fuck up. All right, you ready? Well, get ready. Why you? Yeah, get your hand off of that. You ain't gonna need that.
because I rolled. I don't touch the ground.
What do you mean you don't touch the ground?
I can't touch the ground with both feet.
Good. You shouldn't be putting your feet down anyway.
Just-
Oh, that's why I hold the front brake.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I hold the front
Gotcha.
brake, I
Gotcha.
roll back.
I got you. Yeah, I do the same thing when I'm not cuffing the rear brake. All right. Preload.
Okay.
Go straight first. Lean. Head and eyes. Good. Good. Rear brake. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Woo! So much better. All right, come to a stop. She's showing you up now. Nice. Take a break. All right, come to a stop, then you can take a break. Come to a stop, then you can take a break. All right, I want him to lean a little bit more, because especially with that bike, he shouldn't be line to line. All right, come to a stop, and you can take a break. Nice, Stacy. Come to a stop, and then take a break. Nice. That was the best turn of the day, and it was from a stop. It doesn't make any sense.
I didn't stop at the end though.
No, now is the time to stop.
Okay.
So let's do it. Copy and paste what you did. Copy and paste. Now I'm gonna look at her body to see. Hey, you stopped. That's all that matters. I'll take it too. All right, guys. We're going to move on to exercise number 7, the figure 8. That was good. We're going to talk about it in the figure 8. All right, before I start talking about exercise number 7, the figure 8, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the U-turn. So, excellent job. When you guys first started, Stacy, your bike's on. When you guys first started going through, meaning Finesse went first, I said to myself, okay, the bike's new to him. Why is he line to line on this bike? Smooth as ever, right? And again, I told you, I don't want you to do anything excessive in there. But why is he line to line? He's not going too fast, maybe a little, but not really. Then we start making right turns and everything changes like a new rider. He's leaning more aggressively. So now, before he was right at this line, now he's here, right? That's just about him being more comfortable and leaning the motorcycle more. JT, it's like his motorcycle's on rails. Actually, so is yours going right. Actually going left too, you just wasn't leaning a lot. But and the key to that is when JT goes to make a turn, he commits to the lean right away. So it's consistent through the whole U-turn. Then he comes up straight, all right? That's the key to making your U-turn. Matt, your bike's on too. Anywho, good job. And then we got Chris. Now, I already told her, but I said to the camera out of her earshot, when we started doing right turns, I said, watch this. First try, boom, right? So then I started looking at your body position, Chris, and I'm saying to myself, are you counterbalancing? And the answer is no. Are you changing those handlebars?
I already did.
Okay.
Those are reduced reach.
Reduce reach. What does that mean, reduce? They're closer to you?
You know,
It's like an oxymoron. It sounds like an extended reach. It's coming to you, I don't know. Anyway, I almost feel like they need to be even closer to you. See, the key to this whole slow speed thing, as far as feeling comfortable doing it, is the closer you can get to your handlebars and the more kind of over them. It makes it easier to turn, lean, turn your head. That's why you see these guys with the high seats and their balls are on the tank. Now, that's not something I'm saying is necessary because this is not a competition, but kind of counterbalance your body a little bit, Chris, when you're making those left turns, because the right turns, not too much of a problem for you, all right? But I do like the fact that Chris would start making the turn and then at the last moment, and that's another thing. I mean, you lean the crap out of the bike going right, but timid as hell going left. So it's definitely something you have to practice. Like I said before, practice U-turns, make 5 left turns for every 1 right turn that you make, all right? And focus on head and eyes. Matt, again, with the head and eyes, on the U-turn, you're looking down. I want you to just look up. Trust me, it helps, all right? Any questions on that? All right, very good. Good use of the rear brake, Chris, when you were making that one turn and you saw you were gonna go wide. But like I said, nice and easy. That's why we always cover it. Exercise number 7, the figure 8, guys. Same width as that U-turn box. So if you made the U-turn with no problem, you can at least do the first half of this with no problem. When you guys come in here, remember, none of the rules are gonna change here. I want you to go for this corner. I'm gonna be standing here, come to me, right here. Then I want you to turn your head and your eyes, look at that green cone. And I want you to go for that green cone until you get here. Once you get at the 12 o'clock spot, look at that green cone. Now that's where you're going. Hold this turn, just like you would do in the U-turn, hold it. If you're going too fast, you're gonna end up all the way over here. Not a problem if you don't mind leaning. So good news for you, Chris, if you decide to try them both, the first one's your weak spot. So even if you go wide, you don't have a problem leaning going right for the next turn. If you don't want to try the whole thing, make the first turn and go out this way. But if you go out this way, I want you to go out on this side of this green cone. If you're on this side, this first turn was too wide, okay? That's the goal. In any case, if you're gonna do the whole thing, head and eyes, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't start coming out here because we're not going for the corner. We go for that corner only. Now we're going for this cone, hold it, hold it. Now it's time to transition. Sounds familiar? Head and eyes, green cone. Use all of the space that you need. Don't give up space. Hold it. Get to 12 o'clock, switch from there to here. Hold that turn, hold it, hold it. Lean the motorcycle. We're not doing this straight up. Transition. Do it again. That's your exit. You don't go out through those cones, no ka-ching. Any questions? So I'm gonna go through it once and then I'm gonna do it in 4 parking spaces, and the only thing I want you to understand is my throttle, you're gonna hear it sounds exactly the same. The only thing that's gonna change is I'm gonna lean the motorcycle more, and I'm gonna turn the handlebars a little more. Nothing else changes. So the point is, lean the motorcycle and don't worry about it. As long as you have power, you're fine. Head and eyes, head and eyes. I'm on the rear brake, hold it, transition. Use all the space, head and eyes, hold it, hold it, hold it. Turn consistently, hold it. Rear brake, hold it. Listen to the throttle. Throttle's not changing, right? Doesn't matter how much I lean over. Throttle's staying the same. I can do it all day. Finesse! You guys notice I'm shifting my body because I'm counterbalancing more than just slight. Makes it easier for me to make those right turns. And just doing that, my right turns became better than my left. Hey, man. I'll be over there. Keep it loaded. Not in the friction zone enough. That's all that is. If you're turning the motorcycle and you're leaning it and you feel it's going to fall over, you're not in the friction zone enough. Because remember, what do we have to do to make the motorcycle stand up? We have to provide sufficient power to the rear wheel. what does the motorcycle want to do with sufficient power to the rear wheel? It wants to stand up and it wants to go straight. So that's why we don't want to have full power to it, because we're not trying to go straight, but we also don't want the motorcycle to fall. Keep it loaded, baby, keep it loaded. Start over. This is your fault. This always happens when the wives are here. It's a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. Now, that started way off this line, but it doesn't matter. He doesn't need all of the space. See, he doesn't need 3 parking spaces to do this, so it doesn't matter. Very nice going there. He's covering the rear brake, applying pressure when he needs it. Nice smooth transitions. His head and his eyes are good. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Very nice. See how smooth the transitions are? He waited late on that one. Head and eyes are beautiful. Good, keep the speed up, head and eyes. Okay, good use of space, good head and eyes. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. So finesse. So that's about not being in the friction zone steadily. You're kind of, if you feel like you're gonna fall, you open up the clutch, but you open it up too much, and then you get in that thing where it's, you know, when you find that spot, just stay there. Somebody pissed on the back seat. What I said earlier in the U-turn box about finding a good speed. So we're having the same issue here, which is you're not in the friction zone enough. Okay. So wherever you are, a little bit more. And if you feel like there's a little too much speed, a little bit of rear brake. So what I said before in the U-turn box about finding a good speed, and wherever your throttle is, keep it there, keep it loaded. And wherever your clutch is in the friction zone, that's allowing you to be at that speed, keep it there. And then all you have to do is maintain that. Turn the handlebars, turn your head and your eyes, everything else is good. Keep it loaded. Look at that, trust and believe. Feet never came down. Nice, Stacy. Do me a favor. I want you to go back out, and I want you to come in on this side. I'm gonna be standing over here. Come to this corner. Let's start out with a right turn. Good, give me some more speed, more speed, more speed. Head and eyes, make it right turn. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Good, 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 good. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Keep going. Yeah, you. Listen, that's what we out here for. I should have made you. I had you get really close to these cones, and I shouldn't have. You're not leaning that much. So next time you do that, I'm gonna have you start the turn earlier. That way you have more time, more room.
I think I'm not gonna do it again.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, so Chris says she's not gonna do it again. And that's fine. Like I tell you guys, there's no pressure here. But I'm sure she'll be back for the slow race. She likes to participate in the slow race. But the more she practices, the more her confidence level is going to go up. Nice, much better transition. And you guys mark my words. She's going to come back here and she's going to rock this. But that's up to her. All right, got finesse here. See, he's going fast too, and I know part of him is saying if I go fast, I can swoop through this turn. Okay. Everything gets tight. See all that speed? Now this turn is much. There we go. You slow down. Beautiful. I'm gonna talk to him about the speed. Because again, I'm happy that he made the exercise, but I don't want the motorcycle, I don't want any momentum. Keep it loaded, baby. I don't want any momentum. I want the friction zone pulling him through these turns. The last turn he made was the best turn he made. He was able to lean a lot because he was going slow. And not only that, stayed within. I mean, he was much less. Now, what's happening with Stacy is same thing that happened with JT. He's getting stuck in the transition. A lot of times that happens because once we start, when we're getting ready to make the turn, we slow down too much. It's harder to turn the handlebars the slower the motorcycle's going. Next exercise. Good job. All right, keep it loaded, Matt. Good, good, good. Trust and believe. Transition. Keep it loaded. Trust and believe. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. All right, next exercise. Last time, last time. Nice, Garnett. He's counterbalanced. Very nice. Celebratory horn blowing, I love it. Good, keep it loaded. Good, head and eyes, come to me. Hold it, transition. Good, there we go. He was just transitioning late, transition. Good, good, transition. Look at the exit. That's what I'm talking about. Last time, last time. Good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Hold it. Transition. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Good. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Good. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. All right, guys. We're going to move on to exercise number 9 because we're skipping 8 due to the ground conditions. Abominable Snowman. Something in there for everyone. Excellent job there. Matt, just got to concentrate on, remember when we were in the U-turn box and I said, as you're approaching that U-turn, if you're going at a good speed, wherever your throttle is, keep it there. That's keeping it loaded. Wherever you are in the friction zone, keep it there, right? Once you start leaning, you should be good. But if you still feel falling, you're not in the friction zone enough. Open it up a little bit more, just a little. So what Finesse is doing, again, he's still trying to finesse this motorcycle. When he's in the friction zone, if he's not in enough, he makes the correction, but then it's overcorrected. And then it pushes him out wide. And that's why he wasn't completing it at first. Now, the last time, I don't know what it is about me saying, all right, one more time. When I told Chris one more time in a single serpentine, now she went through every cone, right? So one more time, he made it through. But when you go back and watch this, Finesse, I want you to watch it. You're going so fast that you're line to line to line, right? So you're making momentum turns in there. Still good, I'm not discrediting anything, but I want you to let the motorcycle pull you through. Don't speed through these exercises to let the motorcycle take over, because that's kind of what happened in there. But either way, I understand that it's going to take you time to get comfortable with this new motorcycle, and especially going left. But that's going to come with time. All right, JT, smooth as butter. Stacy, now what the issue Stacy was having, and JT also had it too, is when you were transitioning, a lot of the times you guys were getting stuck in that transition, and then you would wind up either going over the line or just going out of the exercise. And a lot of the times that was happening is because as you guys are transitioning, you would slow down so much. It's harder to turn the handlebars when the motorcycle is not moving a lot. So try to just keep that same speed, transition. That's why we do the single serpentine, so you're accustomed to just transitioning while it's moving. You don't have to really slow down a lot, unless it's necessary. And if it slows down and it's harder, to show who's the boss. Turn this goddamn thing, right? And turn it, right? All right, any questions on that? Abominable Snowman, guys. Chris, this is your circle right here. If you choose, are you doing this, Chris? No, all right. Something in here for everybody, right? First circle is 27 feet. The green cones just separate the circles. If you're looking at this, like, what the hell is this? And Matt, you don't see a lot of cones because it's not a competition. I don't want to cone you in, right? People get freaked out with just these cones, all right? 27 feet, 25 feet, 22 feet, 18 feet. I already told Finesse, I want him to do the top of the Snowman on Angel. I want him to try it on Angel. I'm not saying he's going to do it, but he'll have a better chance doing it on that than he will on his motorcycle, period. And I just want him to, I already know he could do the 22 foot because he's done it on Angel, right? I'm just trying to always push his limits. No pressure, guys. Do whatever you want. So when you come in here, if the first turn you're going to make is a left turn, which in Finesse's case, it's going to be a right turn. Because he knows when he gets up to the 22-foot box, if he chooses to go up there, that's going to be a 22-foot turn, and he's more comfortable going right. But if he's not, no problem. He can go to the 25-foot box after this one. Go around, and then when you come back around, now you're just going to be going in the opposite direction. Go around, and if you're going to go back out, come back around, and go out. That's your entrance and your exit, right there. Now, wheel placement. We don't want to give away space, guys. So when you come in here, if you're going to make a left turn and you come over here, don't start your turn here. Now, Garnett, you got that road glide, and people that ride that road glide, they have no clue what the hell's going on in front of them. They can't see anything. So your goal is to put the wheel right here, right? Somewhere near this cone. And then once you start your turn, don't commit to the lean yet. Hug these two cones. Because if you commit early and you give up this space, that's where it's going to get you. Again, this is not a big deal if it's a lot of space for you, but if it's not and you need it all, don't give anything away. Hug these two cones, and when you get to the top, now commit to the lean. Go for it. Boom, boom, boom. Same thing if you're going to make a right turn. When you come in, put your wheel right here. hug these 2 cones, commit. Now again, JT's gonna come in here, he ain't gonna do that because he doesn't need the whole thing, that's fine. But when he goes to the next boxes, that's why I always say I want you to play how you practice. If you're in the habit of doing that, you're gonna do the same thing in every circle, all right? Don't rip yourself off. Any questions? Hug him, commit. Now I'm gonna commit. Hold it, head and eyes, hold it. Use the rear brake if I need it. Hug, commit. Hold it, rear brake. Commit. Wheel placement, hug these 2 cones, commit. If my wheel placement's properly, I can do this without scraping anything on the right side at least. Sometimes I gotta make a correction. And that'll require me to lean it over some more. I gotta lean that over more because of where I started. But once I go around once, I can correct it. Any questions? Yes, it can. Absolutely. Yours can, Matt's can. That's about it. So I've said this before, guys. This is a situational awareness situation. And what I'm referring to is, if you make it around once, that doesn't always mean you're going to make it around again. So you have to always be aware of where your wheels are, where your wheel placement is. If you need to increase the lean, decrease the lean, turn the handlebars more, turn them less. All right, same issue. Clutch. I'm actually going to zoom this into the next circle, the 22-foot circle, because nobody's coming into this 18-foot circle. See, he's too far from the wall. He's too far from the side, and that's why he's wide. That's the only reason. See right there, his throttle was too low. Got to keep that throttle loaded. Good. See how far away he is? So it's going to require him to lean more. There we go. There we go. Keep it loaded, Garnett. Too early, way too early. That's right, shut me up, shut me up. All the way over. Too early. You can get away with it in there, but not in here. Good job. That's what I mean when I say if you get in the habit of starting early, you're going to keep doing it. And I know with that road glide, he can't see where the front wheel is. So next time I'm going to tell him when to turn. All the way over. Good. That's right, don't lean in that sand. got it. You're good. Oh, I know. He said, I'm going to get this one day. I don't doubt it. Now I need Stacy to come all the way over here. Come all the way over, all the way over. All right. There we go. There we go. See, straighten out right there, maybe a little wide. Good. Very nice. Oh man, his wife, she missed it. I got good news for her. I got it. She can watch it later. All right, he's early again. Come on, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Too early. And he's not leaned enough, so. Uh-oh. Look at that. Woo. That was good. I mean, he had it. He went around twice. If he would have just went around once, bam. So when I say too early, it is early, but all it's doing is requiring him to lean more. I'm not saying it's impossible to do it from there, but you have to work harder. All the way over, all the way over, all the way over. Hug those two cones. All right, commit. There we go, money. Money. Too much speed, too much speed. Keep it loaded. So, shut it off. Shut it off. So Finesse did that in the single serpentine. If you're in the habit of keeping your head and your eyes up, that would never happen. But he didn't look up until he heard a horn and then saw me like this. Finesse went through one cone, and well, I'm sorry, it was right before he went through the cone. So he looked up, but he looked up late. I want you guys to be in the habit of keeping your head and your eyes up. There's no reason to be looking at the ground. The ground's not going anywhere. What's happening is in front of you, right? Okay, that's the first point. Second point, when you guys come in here and you do this, again, we're talking about situational awareness. So like if Stacy's in here, just because you make it around one time doesn't mean you're gonna make it around the second time. You have to always be aware, you might have to make some corrections to make it the second time. So when Garnett came in, I said, too early, he still made the turn, right? But all that's doing is making you have to lean more to make it. Whereas if you come all the way here and then hug these cones, very minimal lean is going to be needed. So you guys are making this scarier than it has to be because you're not putting your wheels where they should be, which is requiring you to lean a lot. That's what you were doing too, Finesse. So I understand you don't know where the hell your front wheel is. So just trust me when I say right here, I'll be like right here. And he goes, screw you. It's time to turn, right? All right, and Matt, you're actually getting better now with that clutch. You're finding it. Good. All right, any questions, guys?
What's my problem?
You're riding the Indian. He asked me, what is his problem? Well, no, seriously, you don't have a problem, but I know you're saying you're going to get that 22 feet eventually. So the real problem is Not enough practice. That's all it is. Because you're comfortable on your bike, but when you get there, for some reason you're not, you know, you don't want to lean it more. I remember when you first came out here, your biggest thing is I'm going to make an 18-foot U-turn. I remember you said that. I'm going to do that. I think we're on a year and a half now. So either you're going to do it or you're not. It's not. Have you made one? Yeah. Oh, you and him. I can't. You expect me to take his word? It's another Indian guy. In this world of technology, I'm sure it was filmed, correct? Yeah, it was filmed. Okay, good. Present the video. Yeah, I need video evidence. So remember, situational awareness. Sometimes, like if I went into the top turn, I was actually talking to the camera saying, if my wheels are proper, making a right turn where there's no kickstand, I can make that turn and you won't hear anything scrape. And then all of a sudden you're going to hear a scrape because I had to make a correction. Because one time I went around, I didn't have my wheels in the right place. But I'm always paying attention to it, so I know what I need to do. Too much speed, too little speed, too much lean, not enough lean. All right? Not enough handlebars turn, too much handlebars turn. So this is what I mean. Being the boss, you got to make a decision based on what you see and what you feel, right? And you guys are pretty much good at doing that. It's just a matter of fine-tuning it. That's all it is. All right. Pick up from right there. Oh, that's nice. Right there. I'm kidding, man. I mean, it's possible. I already talked about it. So he started out looking down at the ground. If you look down, that's how he started out. He started out looking down. Finesse, you done? Not in the friction zone enough. Finesse, you done? You done? Okay. Stacy, you done? Okay. Just got skipped. Of course, by a guy riding the Indian. They don't understand the rules, man. Indian riders follow a different code.
Get it, man. Get it.
Gave up a lot of space at the top, but he's leaning a lot, so it's fine. Come on, slow down. There we go, lean it. What's your strength, right or left?
Honestly, about the same.
Really? Good. Good. Hug him. Commit. Keep it loaded. Nice save, Stace. Nice save. Very nice. Woo! Nice save. He opened up the clutch a little bit too much, and then he caught it with that rear brake. Stayed in the exercise. That's what I'm talking about. Now he's practicing hugging the cones. Nice. All right. Isn't it interesting, guys, how I tell you don't hug my cones in exercise number 5? And then when you get in this exercise, I want you to hug at least some of them. Oh, hold up. We got Finesse Challenger on Angel. He looks so much better on Angel at slow speeds. That's because he is so much better on Angel. Keep it loaded. See, you heard it, right, guys? You heard it go down, but he corrected it. That shows he's paying attention to it. He's listening to it. He lost a lot of space right there. Good. Hug him. Commit. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We're ending on that note, guys. Awesome. All right, guys. So I'm learning as I go on. We're not doing the maze, so This is a bonus on top of the bonus exercise. And I call it, damn, I forgot what I called it that quick. Because the first time I did it, it didn't even have a name. Oh, it's named to lean or not to lean. That is the question, right? Now, these cones are 10 feet apart. What I really want you to do, the goal of this is, I need you to go through this serpentine with the bike straight up. And the goal is to see, last time I did it at 9 feet. Only person that could do that was Andy with that, KTM. But the goal is to get as far as you can without hitting a cone, without putting a foot down, and without passing these outside lines, which I don't even know why the hell you would be out there. But you never know. So what I'm gonna say to you is, when you start this out, then you gotta kind of work it out, what you wanna do. If you're going straight up and you see you're not gonna make the next cone, you might have to do exercise number 3 and lean just to make that next cone, so at least you get that one counted, all right? And what I also learned is to put the camera there now, because when that's in the front, people can't really see. They can't really understand what's going on. All right, so I haven't tried it yet. Like I said, last time was 9, this is 10. 10 should be good. Now remember before I told you, I don't want you to hug this first cone? It's not really, that's not the actual case right now. Now you might want to hug the cones, but don't hug them and hit them, because when you hit it, that's it, you're out. And again, the way I had it before, that's no fun. Like, I want something that you guys can actually do. So just now I did that and said to myself, I'm gonna have to make it 9.5 feet. It's too easy. But it's not about me. I wanna watch you guys. So you guys are the guinea pigs. Let's make this happen. Come on, Chris, you got this. Straight up, exercise number 2. Oh, that's it. 1, 2, 3. 3 for Finesse the Challenger. But it's only the first time. Now this should be easier for Matt. All right, he's out. And this exercise is really about, again, being able to control your motorcycle at slow speeds. You know, the faster you go, the more difficult you're gonna make it for yourself. Nice, that's nice. And it's gonna get tighter as it goes up. So he might hit this last one. Oh, he hit that one. There you go. So he made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got JT. That's it, you're out. You hit that cone. So JT made 1 cone. This is also about, again, situational awareness. Situational awareness. You need to know where those bags are. Good. Oh, there we go. So he made 2 cones. He hit this one. So far, Stacy got the furthest. We got Chris here. She's going too fast. Good, good, good. Keep it loaded. All right, 2 cones. Finesse. Good. Oh, the camera hit it. That shouldn't even count, but he's got a camera out. Take that camera off. Oh, Matt's done. All right, Stacy, he almost completed the whole thing. Oh, he's leaning it now. That ain't gonna work, Stacy. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. Yeah, so, like I said, it's gonna work, but it all depends. Wow, JT is not playing. He said that cone is off by 1/4 of an inch. But that's Stacy coming with another approach to try it out. Can I lean? Yeah, you could. But at some point, you're going to have to slow down if you want to make all of them. JG's going a little fast here. He's done. Done. Too much speed, man. Too much speed. Good. Turn it. All right, Chris. Chris made 2 cones before. Put your foot on that brake and keep it on it. Keep it loaded, Chris. All right, finesse took off the camera. And you got to turn the handlebars. All right, finesse is done. Cones are 10 feet apart, guys. Oh, he missed that one. He's done. All right, let's see which approach Stacy takes here. He did it straight up. He got almost to the end. He did it leaning. He got almost to the end. I think he's done. Trust and believe, baby. His best approach is straight up, not leaning. All right. Slow down, slow down. He's done. Oh, now he's leaning. Oh, yeah. No. Do it again, do it again. I messed him up because I thought he hit a cone. I said, oh. All right, last time for JT. Too much speed. Too much speed! Yeah, you can't do this fast. Hey, Finesse, can I try it on this to see if it's the bike or if it's you?
Like butter.
It is. Mine's the road soap. That one's
Where you put the quarter at?
What you talking about? Turn it on. Oh, in gear?
Yes, because some people, I'm telling you, some people look at stuff and we all learn differently, man. It's amazing. Okay, so purpose of that exercise, I hope you guys know, and Stacy is a prime example of what that exercise is about. It's about looking at something and figuring out how the hell what do I have to do to get through this? So Stacy first tried it straight up. He almost made it all the way. He just missed the last cone. Then he said, I'm gonna try to do it leaning. And to my surprise, made it to the same spot, right? That's what JT was making the same mistake. He was trying to go too fast. It's just not enough space for that, especially on these types of motorcycles. They don't turn as much. So the first time I went through with the Pursuit, I just finished telling you guys you have to lock the handlebars, and I wasn't locking the handlebars. So once I lock the handlebars, and also I have to make sure, I almost have to come to a stop and turn it and open up the clutch. So I like that exercise. I think it's very challenging. You surprised me a lot on that. I really didn't think you were going to get that far, especially when you were leaning. And then he trusted and believed on one. Just beautiful stuff. He almost did a Tokyo Drift, but that's copyright by that guy right there on the Challenger, right? In that exercise. All right. Anybody have any questions for that? All right. It's definitely harder on this motorcycle. There's no doubt about that because it doesn't turn as much. But other than that, for some reason, that motorcycle, I feel like, oh my God, I might have to do a slow race on that one day because I feel like I can stay pretty much straight up. Very easy. Like the center of gravity is, I don't know what it is, but you know. Good thing you took, he tried to go through with that damn camera on. Come on, dude. It's hard enough. You got shit sticking out the side. All right. Follow the leader. Here are the rules. Very simple. All right. There's no more mulligans. That's first of all. All right. This is not Little League rules anymore. You're out. You're out. And I think you guys got things to do today, so I ain't going to screw around with you. I'm going to get you out of here quick. Right? I'm kidding. All right. So whatever I do, you do it and do it the same way I do it. If you put a foot down, you're out. Pull your motorcycle right here in the middle. We're going to do one circle around you. You're going to hear the Indians blowing their horns. We're going to all blow our horns, but they meep, meep, meep. So you can blow the horn even with the bike off? Oh, okay. Oh, you would turn it on to blow it. Okay. And then stay there. Don't worry. You won't be there by yourself for long. Okay? If you put a foot down, you're out. If you hit a cone, you're out. If you do something I don't do, like if you roll on the grass when we're making a turn, you're out. What else? Oh, if I stop and then make a turn and you just roll right through the turn, you're out. Pull to the, if you don't realize it, I'll let you know, right? And I'm gonna let you know now, I'm gonna go to exercise number 4. I'm gonna be on the line and I'm gonna go all the way to the perpendicular line and I'm gonna stop. If you stop south, north, east, or west of it, you're out, all right? Any questions? All right, for those of you that don't know, I'm gonna have a 360 camera up. We work on the integrity honor system. But if I didn't catch it, and they're not going to turn you in, I'm going to blow you up in the post on the video. That's all. All right? All right, let me set it up.
Slow. Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just so by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. That's hard to get over. A foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the They done baptized the bad guy. Still don't follow religion. The fabric's not average, the cotton's Egyptian. 500 for the shoes, come dirty, but the European. Less is more and less is the bank. Up the score, I pull up from Trike. From the tray, I'm ballin' like Trike. Do what I can, I do what you can't. I wrote this 30,000 feet up, 10 toes stay G'd up. I'm tryna get that type of wealth, like a house on the hills can't see us. Say the money still me up, stay humble, stay teed up. I don't tell you how to live, so don't hit me with no weak stuff. And if you know the deal, then you know the deal. If it's real, then you know it's real. Toast. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Let's have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real. Let's have a toast for the real ones. Have a toast for the real.
Guys, the slow race, rules are simple. My hand's gonna be in the air. I'm gonna say on your mark, get set. When I say go, my hand's gonna come down. It's actually gonna come down at the same time as go. If my hand comes down and your foot is still on the ground, just stay where you are, you're out. If you put a foot down, stop where you are and stay there until the race is over. You're done. And the lines that are on the sides of you, if you run onto the line, you're out. The key to success, keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. Don't worry about what's going on next to you. The winner is the loser, meaning whoever's rear wheels pass this camera first, that's the winner. I'm sorry, last. Whoever's passed it last, that's the winner. Any questions? V.I.Preloader, start your engines. On your mark, get set, go. Arnett's out, Chris is out, JT is out. All right, Stacy, Finesse, oh, Finesse, the rookie. Do it again! Woo! Chris is out. Barnett is out. Defending champion is still winning right now. JT is out. See, you look to the side. I told you not to look to the side. Did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, very much so. Very much.
Excellent. Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
4.
Any change in that number?
6. I still got some things to work on. Those are very clear. The thing that really helped me the most is when you said to let the motorcycle pull you through the stuff. And I really had a big improvement after I kind of internalized that. Exactly.
Beautiful. The epiphany is different for all of us. I'm glad you had it.
Thanks, Mr.
Pleasure to meet you, brother.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah, I may as well do that again.
Can never have too many.
All right. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Remember what you rated yourself when you first came?
4.
Any change in that?
Yeah, I'm going to a 5 this time.
Yeah, exactly.
The figure 8 was good.
And brand new bike for you.
Yes.
You ever did a figure 8 on that bike yet?
No.
Always a pleasure, man.
Likewise.
Did
Thank
awesome.
you.
Did awesome. All right. So you came late. What's your name?
JT.
JT, where you from?
I live out here in Georgia.
Okay.
From New Orleans originally.
Okay. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
7 years now, I think.
How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
2 years.
Okay. And what are you riding today?
2020 Indian Dark Horse Roadmaster.
See, these Indians, I mean, you got to take a deep breath before you just say what it is.
You got to let everybody know.
2021 Indian Teeth Dark Horse 965. It's just it's so long. All right, now, I can't ask you now what you would have rated yourself, but what do you rate yourself? Slow speed, 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
I'd say probably a 5 or 6.
Okay. Always a pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you again, man.
Good seeing you too, man. All right, Stacey, did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
Beautiful. Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
4.5.
Any change?
I really don't think it was my best day, so I'm kind of sticking with that. But
oh, see, guys, this is why I walk off the camera, so that I'm not in slapping length of the person that's sandbagging for my ass.
Maybe I'll change my mind when I see the video. I don't know, but
you will.
On the bike, it didn't feel like my best.
Did you make and I understand the number is for you. Did you make the 22-foot circle?
I did.
Yeah, 4s don't do that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Always a pleasure, brother.
I'll
see you in North Carolina.
I'll see you in June.
Yeah. All right, Finesse and Mrs. Finesse, did you enjoy yourselves?
Of course.
Always.
Okay, good. Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
6.
2.
Any change in that number?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, good. So I'm assuming I'm going to see you out here more?
Yep.
I'm talking to Chris.
Oh. Okay.
I'm looking at you. I'm talking to
Schedule permitting, always.
Make it happen. Make it happen because Saturday and Sundays, you're available, right? For the most part.
I travel a lot for work.
Okay. Well, you tell me when you're available and we make it happen because you're here, right? All right. And I know you guys ride, so always incorporate this kind of stuff into your rides too. Okay? Always a pleasure, guys.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I checked it this time, man. Why would you wait until I'm done to ask me? All right, guys, so listen, that's going to do it. Practice session number 64 in the books. I appreciate these guys for coming out here and practicing and prioritizing what we're doing out here, which is trying to raise our confidence and get better. I appreciate the V.I.Preloaders for helping me out by picking up these cones. And that's usually the way we do it out here. I put them out by myself, and then they pick them up as a group. And that's always appreciated. It saves me time. We beat the rain, and we beat it by a lot, too. It's 12:49. And that's because, we didn't do the maze or anything like that, and that's fine. But listen, guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I want to encourage you, please, continue practicing, all right? And guys, listen, practice session number 65, it's probably, no, maybe not. You guys know I'm going to be in Florida the 22nd and the 23rd of April, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a practice session here before then. If you're a V.I.Preloader, right, take advantage of what's going on out here because it's no charge to you, all right? If you're a preloader, and the preloader and the difference between a V.I.Preloader and a preloader is V.I.Preloaders pay a monthly fee of $4.99 a month, $4.99 a month, and that gives them perks, and one of those perks is they get to practice with me here in Pooler, Georgia for free as many times as I have a session out here in a year. As long as they're a V.I.Preloader, they can always come out, they're always welcome, and that's just for informational purposes for you guys, okay? All right, listen guys, spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. As I always say, it's not a cliche, it's fact. Seat time doesn't equal practice time, guys. If you have time to ride your motorcycle, prioritize this. Make time to practice, all right? Love you. Until next time.